I think the most important thing that organizations like Farm Bureau and commodity groups like corn growers do is to invest in our future. I challenge anyone to find an industry that invests in its future like agriculture does.
Hi, Kirk. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to dig right into these questions, and I'm going to start off by asking, tell me a little bit about the role of county farm bureaus and their importance throughout the state.
The Farm Bureau system plays many important roles in our local communities. Your county farm bureau provides advocacy, information, and education. We're advocating for sound agricultural policy on the local, state, and federal levels. We're communicating the latest news and industry trends to our membership, and we provide educational seminars for our members while also communicating the importance of agriculture to our community. And that's where the Champaign County Farm Bureau Foundation comes into play. I think the most important thing that organizations like Farm Bureau and commodity groups like corn growers do is to invest in our future. I challenge anyone to find an industry that invests in its future like agriculture does. It's important for these membership groups, and it's also vital to the success and growth of our industry moving forward. And I'm proud to play that part for members here in Champaign County.
Wow, that was very well said. And it sounds like you got a lot on your plate, just kind of like similar to Illinois corn. And you mentioned the foundation. Can you kind of talk about jumping into what the foundation does and a little bit about the scholarship and grants program?
Absolutely. So, the Champaign County Farm Bureau Foundation was created in 1985 as a mechanism to support the future generations and to provide scholarships. We presented our first $500 scholarship to a young lady in 1985. Almost 40 years later, we're still supporting Champaign County students pursuing degrees in agriculture. Many of these students are 4-year students at Illinois universities, and most of them are studying ag business, ag communications, food science, crop science, anything related to agriculture. In 2021, we created a brand new program called our Fuel Grant Program. Through fuel grants, these funds support training in what I call agricultural trades. These are diesel mechanics, John Deere, uh, case, agco technicians, applicators, drone certifications, welders, and most importantly, CDL training. These are careers that are fueling production agriculture, and we are using these funds to help students defray many of the costs associated with these trainings. That's tools, that's paying for the training or any other needs that arise, in really a way to help bolster, uh, you know, our ag workforce development programs here locally.
But what is something that you're proud of with Champaign County that you can and like, can you talk about like how farmers can get involved, why they should get involved, and if there's a time commitment with that?
Yeah, I think membership involvement is the lifeblood of what we do at the Farm Bureau. So I think the first step is raising your hand. And I'd encourage anyone to call their local office to stop by and ask how they can be involved. Locally, our foundation and our Farm Bureau are both run by volunteer boards. Our Ag in the Classroom program has an Ag in the Classroom committee that helps our teachers create curriculum. And on the Farm Bureau side, there are a vast number of volunteer opportunities. So I always say raise your hand, stop by the office, and ask how you can get involved and bring a friend as well. The more the merrier.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot that you can be proud of. And can we talk more about the scholarship program?
Absolutely. So, since 1985, we have awarded over 300 students over $1.25 million in tuition assistance and leadership development opportunities. This past year, that is 41 students who received around $70,000 in scholarship support Add that then to the 10 students receiving fuel grants totaling $10,000. And we're really proud to be supporting the leaders and uh, the leaders of our next generation in agriculture.
And is there anything else that you want to kind of elaborate on of things that you're proud of in Champaign County?
We've talked a lot about our scholarship program, but I'm tremendously proud of our growing Ag in the Classroom program. In Champaign County, we have two teachers visiting Champaign County classrooms, presenting hands on lessons about agriculture in accurate and modern, in a truthful and modern way. And last school, we provided education to 29,000 elementary school students here in Champaign County. And we know that this is such an important role because most of these students, this is their very first information about agriculture or food production. So it's their first exposure. And we understand how important that is. And we take pride in how we approach the classroom and educate on behalf of farmers, on behalf of Farm Bureau members here in Champaign County.
Wow. Yeah, I totally agree. It's super important. Okay, now I'm going to kind of transition to a fun part of our show. We're going to move on to part two. Not to be corny, why don't scholarships grow on trees?
Ooh, why don't scholarships grow on trees? You're going to have to help me with
Yeah.
that one.
Because the Champaign County Farm Bureau Foundation already harvested them and hand them out to future ag leaders.
I like that. That's great. We're going to have to use that one.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you so you can have
Perfect.
it.
Perfect.
Thanks again so much for joining us today, Kirk. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.